Hello. Welcome to the daily political readings here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. I'm here 365 days of the year to take your questions. I take them out of the chat. If you have a question or you wanted to say anything to me, just put things in all caps. Other than that, please type normally. People have whole conversations and are really helpful to each other and kind. And so I don't get pulled into conversations in the middle. It's like, whose refrigerator? What? Anyway. 10% of the income that comes into the channel goes to feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country as an ongoing thing. We have epic troll slayers. Thank you. Thank you for keeping us safe. You can follow along with questions down in the description box. If you're watching this on replay, hello. You can go down and you can pick and choose because I'll timestamp things as I go along. And then you just pick and choose what you're interested in. And you don't have to listen to me jibber jab. Or you can skip ahead to the next question or whatever works for you. So hopefully that makes things easier. Okay. And just getting a refresh over there. Make sure I've got the latest. Everything sorted out. And, oh, thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. I made it to 12,000 subscribers. Whew. Thank you. There was I was watching there's a really good interview with Phineas. Billie Eilish, her brother, Phineas. And apparently when they put their first song out, they just kind of put it out on SoundCloud. And they said the next day they got up and they looked and it had 1,000 likes. And they looked. They looked at each other, and he said to his sister, he said, "I don't have 1,000 friends. Do you have 1,000 friends?" She's like, "No, I don't have 1,000 friends." I love that. That's how I feel. So, all right. Thank you. Okay. And the nails today are very short, but ye old. You guys, someone put it yesterday. It was so lovely. It was like having a wardrobe guide or color guide or whatever this is. Boy, she's on point today, or he's on point today, because these nails came up with this whole thing just fell together, which I was very pleased with. So, but they're very short. Anyway. All right, so let me jump into the first question. So, you know how, who was it? Oh man, I love this. Okay, so we're gonna start off with at 3:15. We're gonna start out with Bannon. All right, put this in, and basically Bannon turned himself in this morning. Knew he would. Not for any, caring about the law and all of that, but he got up there and he was just smiling and the cameras were rushing him and he stopped and he was answering questions and looking all happy with himself. And I absolutely, thank you, Teresa. I absolutely love Mandy of Marymac comment on this shirt count. I saw 1 jacket and 4 popped shirts. Yes. Yes. He has this thing where it's basically, they say that sometimes people, their how they dress, their look, their fashion, it will freeze in time at the point at which they felt the most powerful. And I guess he felt the most powerful back in the 80s, because it's like, really? And those of you who don't know what a pop shirt is or a popped collar is, for the youngins, anyway, it's where you put your collar up on your shirt, but it was usually polo shirts. They short sleeve. So I was saying the other day, it's like Dracula on vacation. And that's, yeah, but anyway, but you think you're cool, you'll never be as cool as Bannon with multiple popped collars. Yes, you wear multiple shirts. You wear like 3 or 4 polo shirts or whatever, and you raise the collars on all of them so you get like an effect of multiple, which I don't really I almost just want to go find someone who does this and say that is exactly what they would do, the type of thing they did in Japanese with the robes in Japanese courts hundreds and hundreds of years ago. Women would wear the most amazing layers with color and the just so with the. It's true, but I don't know. Betty Harper, 4 shirts. Is he cold? Yeah, but they were. I don't know if he does it with long sleeve like dress shirts, but which would just be because that was not anyway. Is he cold? No, but the thing is, if you, it's like 4 short sleeve shirts. If you okay, anyway, all right. So he showed up. Looking like Steve Bannon, sucking up to the cameras and trying to, cash in, become the martyr, so he can cash in to be the next Rush Limbaugh. I know some people were saying he wouldn't show up, or that he'd flip on Trump, or and it's just. He's all about himself. He's all about himself. So let's have a look. Bannon arrived all smiles as he surrendered to the FBI this morning. How will his arraignment go? Apparently it's tomorrow. I wasn't able to get information on that. So is he staying overnight in lockup, or did he go home? Anybody know? Steve Bannon arraignment. Well, considering he was originally arrested on a Chinese businessman's yacht, well out to sea, you'd think in theory he'd be a flight risk, although we know he won't be because he wants the attention. But 2 of Cups. Health. There's something about health. It's either COVID in the jail or his health. Interesting. Okay. Steve Haggerty says had a run-in with Bannon, a Bannon lookalike, this morning at a local store. He kept it short. It was firm about not engaging with this nonsense. Thank you, Diana. All right, 6 of Swords. That's going to jail. Insult to injury, the 5 of Swords. Page of Swords, the bully. Queen of Wands, politically married to Trumpism, to fascism. King of Swords, prosecutors. Well, if they let him out, even later today, he'll be back on the air. Excuse me. He'll be back with his podcast or whatever it is. Bonnie Blum says he's supposed to see the judge this afternoon. Oh, good. Good. I'm glad they're moving on with that. So, is he going to get out? That's going to be the question then. Michael Grant says Page of Sword, is that not a spy card? It can be. It can be a spy card. It can also be a very young person with a weapon who thinks they're 100 feet tall. So a bully. So so this is childish, can be, if he gets out, him immediately going on his podcast and the martyr, I'm the martyr, give me money, I'm so important. So what's going to happen to Steve Bannon here? He showed up all smiles. I don't have the sense that even if he went to prison, he wouldn't have much trouble there. That's what it feels like. Oh, and can you share that question with me a little bit later? Okay, they want to make an example of him. I don't know if they'll be able to, but they want to make an example of him. That's the committee. He should be sitting in front of the committee. 9 of really? 9 of Wands, Queen of Wands, Hierophant, Page of Cups. He's not taking this seriously. He's just not taking this seriously. Childish. He does not. I am a proud group of, politically married to Trump. This has basically turned into the card of the group of fascists. It has other meanings too, but that's kind of what this turned to in the institution. And you'd think, does that mean he'd become an emotional and childish, and sad and crying and all of this? But this is acting. He feels giddy and proud. Stephen Haggerty says, let's see what judge he gets. Michael Grant suggests the Queen of Wands, Rebecca Mercer, pulling strings. Queen of Wands. She's not at the center of this. He is. He's in his own mind. It isn't. He doesn't want money from the Mercers. He wants money from his podcast. He wants to be the next Rush Limbaugh. But I hear what you're saying. Jim Dave says, I would love to make an example out of Bannon. Electra Storm says he's happy now, but somebody tells me he won't be happy for long. Fair enough. Hello, Michelle. Okay. Okay, this is not just going to be a walk in the park. I just assumed that they would basically be like, yes, the hearing's in 3 years from now, go home and live your life. It's what I'm used to them doing. I know you can't, there's time limits, but it's what it seems like a lot of the time. Bannon. If anything, it feels like some of the other people being annoyed, like the prosecutor, the judge being annoyed that Bannon's just like, hey. Knight of Pentacles. If he could, look, I could be wrong, but it really feels like if he could walk up down in front of the gallery, or the group of people in the courtroom going with a hat going, hey, want to contribute? Are you having a great day? This is great, isn't it? This is great. Thanks for coming out. It's what it feels like. Lovers. Page of Cups, Hierophant, World, I don't want this to be too good to be true, but this feels like the institution says enough. Silence. The only way you get silence, legal silence, the only way you get silence is if, one, he just, legal silence would be he completely walks. They just dismiss everything. Or they put him in a prison cell and he can't get to a microphone. Contempt of Congress. Renier says he's going to be made an example of. I hope so, but Linda McMurtry is saying that she thinks that he's smiling too much, that he's actually shaking on the inside. It is nerve-wracking, but he's keeping his eye on that monetary prize. Plus, he's I call him crusty for a reason. He likes the rough and tumble nature of progress. Again, politically married to the fascists. Devil. 6 of Wands, right-wing victory, strength. Hush. I could be wrong. What the cards are saying is they're going to quiet him. So he can't talk. He either is not going to be able to do his podcast or they're going to put him in jail. Are they going to move this along with Bannon? No. Okay, 3. Victory, victory, victory. Far right-wing victory. It's a great opportunity. He sees a great opportunity in fighting for the fascists, the Knight of Fascism, the Magician, the Devil, and I'm going to be at the center. Just all the greatness that is me rising up. This kind of answers the other question. So that's what I'm getting with that. But 1830, and a related question, Love Chulu was asking, why did Bannon turn himself in? I think that's it, but did he make a deal? Oh, thank you, Linda. Did Bannon make a deal? He has such contempt for Democrats. Just absolute. They are nothing beneath him. Wow. I don't like fascists, but I don't think I hate them as much as he hates Democrats. Then again, I didn't try to overturn an election, did I? Not really my thing. So did Bannon make a deal? He's open to it if it's favorable enough to him, but no, mostly you're supposed to be in front of the committee. That's the deal. The deal is you show up in front of the committee and you no, it's pretty cut and dried. You show up in front of the committee, you cooperate fully, or you sit. plus, excuse me. Sorry. Maybe I should turn this down. Is it so dry? Is that the problem? Okay. Sorry. All right. So, guys, I do have space for 2 more questions, and I would like to add them in later, but I can't do it in the middle of a reading. So I've got to wait until a lull between questions, and I'll be happy to carry those, put those in, but I can't do anything with it right now. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, Fi. Fascist, he's a fascist. Fascism, fascist America with Trump in the center. The emperor, not so much. Yeah, it's not working out for him. But talking about this makes him a lot of money. But there's a suspension there. It feels like he's not able to do his talking, his ability to make money. That's what it feels like. And did he make a deal? No, it's the deal is cooperate fully or go to prison for up to a couple of years, because they've got him on 2 counts of obstruction of Congress. There is a minimum, by the way, if he's convicted. He goes to prison for a minimum of 1 month. I'm not saying that's a huge burden for someone like him, but there is a minimum. Electrostorm is, I'm not going to disagree with that. Apple's saying the FBI must have the goods on him for no deal. Yeah. Kathy Anderson podcast from jail. How's your kitty? How's the kitty doing? Do we know yet? Okay. So, you guys had questions about will Pence run against Trump? Also, Diana was asking, why was the inaugural scaffolding built before January 6th when nothing else to assist the transition of Biden-Harris? Was there? I'm pretty sure that's what they normally do. I haven't heard anything about there being something untoward about that scaffolding being there. So, and Moon Wolf is asking, who's paying Bannon's legal bills? Okay, this. All right, so at 24. Okay. Who is paying Bannon's legal bills? Well, let's not forget, Trump pardoned him because he had been convicted, I believe, of stealing, basically setting up a build the wall fund and then pocketing huge chunks of the money for himself, for his own use. So it's not like he's never underhanded. Oh, Chris, oh my, it's storming so bad here today. My power is flickering. Oh my gosh. I hope you're okay. Kashmir's saying he can afford it. His net worth is $55 million. Wow. I can't even imagine that. Bannon. Who's paying your legal bills? Oh, it's only 3 cards. Okay. Wait once. It's a messenger. Judgment, Sun card. Yeah, he's fine. He can cover it. Yeah. I'm facing judgments, white supremacy, and me, I. Yeah, he's fine. Okay. Hello, boo boo. Sherry says 55 million, and I can't scrape a couple of thousand to replace my broken down car. I hear you. I'm trying to figure out how to do giveaways. Only I've basically found out if I do giveaways on this channel, I can only do giveaways in the US and maybe Canada. I can't afford the international shipping. It's just brutal. So I can't even do this full time, you know. So just want around 55 million. Yeah. Crazy town. All right. Michael Grant's asking about a presidential pardon. I think that might be a Google question. Oh, great Google, we beseech thee for information. So, okay, at 27, we're going to go into Sandy's question. Beto O'Rourke has announced his intention to run for governor of Texas. Dr. Storm says you can blame DeJoy for those international prices. I know. Oh, thank you, Sandy. I appreciate that. Frida Smet says, how do you earn $55 million in a legal way? Nope. All right, Beto. 7:30, Beto. Governor O'Rourke. And I think these, well, when it comes to a lot of elections, I'd rather look at the astrology but let's just have a look at we're really far out. Let's just have a look at the energy around Beto. Beto O'Rourke, governor of Texas. It makes me almost want to move back to Texas just so I can vote. Beto. Oh, 2 there. Governor Beto O'Rourke. Makes me smile. Strength card, quieting the beast. For what it's worth, people, more and more of the people of Texas see him, like with the cruise thing. Cancun cruise, fled cruise, was leaving during a crisis, and Beto, who wasn't even in government, was getting on the phone and making sure, checking in on the elderly and calling and are you okay? And all right, 2 cards at the beginning. It was definitely when he lost to Cruz. That was heartbreaking, but it's gonna rise again. Energy rising again. Kate Hassan is saying Beto is a Libran. Okay, cool. 8 of Pentacles, and the stuff that Abbott's done helps Democrats. Ace of Swords brings some truth to the party. There's a death card. Truth about the death card, the corruption, the extremism, he can make quite the argument. Quite the argument. Okay. wish I had Beto O'Rourke's. I wish I had his chart handy. I'm wondering where Saturn is in his chart, because there's something to be said that the planets would transit. They transit counterclockwise around a chart, and when you have the ascendant at about 9 o'clock on a chart, and when Saturn goes beneath that, that tends to be a period in time when you kind of withdraw a little bit, and kind of rethink what you've done, what you want to do, what you want to do with your future, that sort of thing. And then as it goes, again, kind of backwards, but 6 o'clock, and then rising back up toward 12, that's when you're coming out into the world and doing more. And when it's up around 12 o'clock and maybe even a little bit after that, that's when your peak in the world, that kind of thing. And then it was one of the markers actually for good old Adolf. I wonder where Saturn is transiting in his chart. But Michael Grant saying Texas is a tough state for a Democrat to win. True. But Beto is a good man. Yes. Governor Beto O'Rourke. He's going to win something big. Oh, yeah. Very heady energy. There's something big. Yeah, he's going to win something big. Sorry, I just got this, like, looking through his eyes in this room full of people, and they're cheering, and he's feeling like, oh my gosh. Justice. Feels like a good justice. Page of Cups. 8 of Cups. Ace of Cups. Lovers. World. Start of Democratic rise. There's still a rise of Democratic power happening. It's going to be happening for a few years, and he's caught in that upswell. Plus, he was out there even when he wasn't a big name. He was trying to help people. He's done the work. Whereas you got Fled Cruz here in the background walking away. Whereas he's here making the phone calls and doing the work. This is the cult, the fascist cult, possibly coming to an end. At least enough that maybe there's a real chance. I've got real possibilities here, at least. Oh, guys, I've got my questions for today, but thank you. I really appreciate it. But I'm here 365 days of the year. Let's see if there's any more. Beto. Knight of Wands. No, of course they'll attack him, but it doesn't feel like it's connecting very much. I will never forget, as long as I live, was it Cruz who came out with the photograph of Beto back in the 90s when he was in a band wearing a kind of floral shirt? And Cruz was trying to humiliate him, and just widely people were like, he was in a band? He's so cool. And he looked really cool. He looked really sure of himself. It really, I don't have to conform. I'm in a band and I do my thing. And it was so cool. And you could just see the frustration. Ted Cruz was just like, totally backfired. 7 of Cups. 6 of Cups. 4 of Pentacles. He's got good energy. He has got good energy. There are a lot of promises and what have you, but he puts them in a way, the federal government and what the party over there is promising, he puts it in a way that's practical, that's understandable, that's people feel like it will affect them in a positive way. And the Republicans are just, you didn't help us with the illness, you didn't help us with this, these unbelievably awful laws against women. You come a day late and a dollar short, but he's making Beto's there making the pie in the sky stuff in Washington look real. No, this is how it will affect you. Beto. Energy's really good. I'm liking that. All right, 3630. Michael Flynn. From the sublime to the ridiculous. So, Michael Flynn I just say the words and I just want to just go. And my eyes roll so far back in my head, they just actually rolled back down my body and ended up somewhere around my toes. Okay, Michael Flynn, Treasonous Michael Flynn, is in the news again for calling for one U.S. religion. Really? When will his rightful arrest happen? And top headlines. So, Michael Flynn calling for one religion. And I've said it before, I shall say it again. He's thinking Christian, as my guess here. Biggest hippie ever, who ever lived. Turn the other cheek. Follow the teachings of Yahshua of Nazareth. Give up your guns. Give to charity. Give as much as you can to charity. Oh, you don't. You mean your own personal made-up religion, like Mooney guy with you worship with your AK, whatever, 15. Your own racist. Yeah. That religion, huh? That's not Christianity. That's not Christianity. I was raised Catholic. That's not it. That's not Christianity. Sit down. That's a universe telling Michael Flynn, go sit down. Thank you, Lee. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Knight of Cups. High Priestess. Nine of Pentacles. This is nothing. This is just 3 pieces of cardboard with pictures on them. There's nothing behind what he's saying. He's just making noise. So what's going to happen to Flynn? What? Hello, Kate. How are you? Kate and I used to work together. She's awesome. It was a better day just when I got there. If Kate was working, I knew it was going to be a good day. Or better day. because Kay was there. All right, Michael Flynn. What's going to happen to you? Feels like he's not even worth 5 cards, but sure. Hello, Aqua. Don Gubb says, Flynn is so far down the rabbit hole, he's got a fluffy tail. Okay, he's got worries. Why have you got worries, Flynn? Tower. Ace of Wands. 3 of Cups. 2 of Wands. 10 of Cups. You're a non-entity. He wants to pick up the sword of fascism and bring down the state, but the Democrats were over here like, hey, you going to lunch? Yeah, let's go to lunch. Everything's fine. Oh, and the far right, we'll send this message. No, you need to go for Thanksgiving. Oh, we're going to my parents' house. Oh, really? Yeah, that should be nice. Yeah, my mother's great stuffing recipe. This is what it feels like. And this I will bring down the state. It feels like it's about that strong. It's like, yes, pound. It's like, Flynn, what are you doing? Flynn, what do you go away? There's no substance to it. So yeah, he's a non-entity. And he's going to have some legal worries, but be gone, Nat. GNAT. Okay, 4230. Oh boy. All right, it's a little worrying, but let's not worry. 4230. Okay. Redrawn congressional maps. Redrawn congressional lines and gerrymandering could lead the GOP to the GOP gaining control of the House in 2022. Will the Democrats be able to keep control? There's been gerrymandering on both sides, but more so apparently with the Republicans. I do not understand why drawing congressional districts is left up to the politicians. The whole point is it shouldn't be. And people all over the rest of the world, all kinds of elected officials are like, what? You get to draw your own congressional districts? So, then again, there's a chance Jim Jordan could be out. Devin Nunes could be out. But there still shouldn't be gerrymandering. But anyway. Will Republicans take control of the House in 2023? McCarthy in charge or not? Just want the truth. As close as we can get to it. Will Republicans take control of the House of Representatives in Washington, D.C., considering McCarthy joked about he might not be able to stop himself from hitting Nancy with the gavel. Seven of Cups. We've got to find ways to take that message of what Democrats can do for individual people, and we've got to make it. It's like all of this focus on climate and the climate thing, that it just seemed like it went on and on and on and on and on. It's good. We need it. But your average everyday voter doesn't feel connected to that doesn't see how those agreements are going to directly affect them. I'm not saying they won't. I'm saying the messaging is terrible. And we've got to find ways to make all of the infrastructure. The Republicans are going to be creating a whole big thing about education and parental rights in education, and they're really ginning up. They're really ginning up a lot of parents and whatnot. So we have to find ways to do that, to make it understandable. Yes, there are world problems, but things have to work at the big scale, and they also need to work on the small scale. 2 of Swords, 9 of Swords, Justice, and I'm back to this again. Every time. Is seriously, you guys, some of you are here every day with me. Has there been a time I've read on the 2022 midterm elections where I didn't get various justice things encroaching on who's going to win? People being held accountable for January 6th or whatever other legal mess is possible. Just, we think we know what's going to happen. We just, boom, legal decisions, massive legal worry, major arcana justice. We have to wait. We have to wait, because what we think is going to happen, just the whole justice system, this whole thing of holding people accountable, is going to get in the way. It's going to change things. So, oh boy. Diana Cachet says 840,000 people less Democrats voted in the Virginia governor race than voted for the president in 2020. Yep. Oh boy. I know I'm preaching to the choir. I know I'm wasting my breath, but it should be easier to vote than not. It should be made easier to vote. Anyway. Hello, Steve. Mom is doing great. My attention's now on my sister, Diana. Her health is in serious decline, afraid for her. Some divine energy to everyone who is hurting today. Some divine energy. Beautiful. I picture it as a golden light. But whatever works for you. Highest vibration, divine energy pouring into the world. Raising vibration up to just the highest, most loving, healthy, most wonderful energy. Just filling everyone who needs it today, and just filling the world. Okay. 40, so 50. We're at 50. All right, let's have a look here. Alex Jones. At 50. All right. Alex Jones. Alex Jones lost another defamation lawsuit, this time to Sandy Hook victims. Will he finally be bankrupted into obscurity, possibly grow a conscience, but basically just leave those poor people alone? Apple, that's a good way to put that. We should ask that tomorrow. I think that's a great question. I can't grab it right now, but it's a great question. Alex Jones. You lost again. You gonna leave these poor people alone? I do not understand. I do not. I cannot wrap my head around these people. Actually, Apple, could you do me a favor? Could you put that question down as a comment underneath the video? I would really appreciate it. Thank you. I'll grab it for tomorrow. I can't wrap my head around Alex Jones. I just his motivation. Okay, there are people who want to make money and they'll do heinous things to make money. Yeah, okay. But this is something different. This is I don't even know what this is. Besides cruel, stupid. Page of Pentacles. Nice. As long as he has any money, he's going to just keep spouting this garbage. Ace of Pentacles, Hermit. Nine of Wands, Three of Swords, Magician. He's not gonna, no matter what you do, he's not gonna be quiet. He's not. Okay, Nelson, Alex Jones' motivation is, I don't know what SEC is. Sorry. So basically, he's just going to spend the rest of his life being a heinous human being. Just cruel and heinous human being. Teresa Ford says, remember the good old days when the far right worshiped greed instead of cruelty? Ew. Okay, Kay Nelson, I'm going to disagree with you on that. And so, Alex Jones. What's going to happen to Alex Jones? Four of... He's speaking to people who feel so out in the cold, so disenfranchised, so uneducated, people who have no hope, who want to believe that the system is so incredibly rigged. But not in the way it actually is. Devil. Ten of Cups. I was going to say it's like Don Quixote, but vicious. A devilish Don Quixote. Attacking happy democratic families. That was depressing. But anyway, we'll look at some other things here. Thank you, Azalea. 55. Okay, this is kind of interesting. 55. We're starting to get a breakdown of what Trump wants hidden. in the National Archives. There are some things that have come out, and the details are, I've got two questions about this. The actual details are, the twice-impeached one-term president has claimed executive privilege over 39 pages from the 136 pages of documents that were set to be released Friday by the National Archives and Records Administration. And those documents include handwritten notes about January 6th, appointments for White House visitors, switchboard logs that show calls between Trump and former Vice President Mike Pence. It's being reported by USA Today. So I have two questions. One, I have many, but we're just going to do two. Was he on the phone with Mike Pence during this whole insurrection thing? Because we haven't heard about that. So that's the one question. And also, I want to know, will we get to see the draft videos and the draft of the executive order regarding election integrity? Which I guess it's three things. I'll just do it as two. So we'll start with, was Trump on the phone with Pence during the insurrection while Pence was running for his life? I mean, was Pence saying, I've been rushed off the floor? Actually, haven't we heard something about that? Maybe they did talk something about being rushed off the floor, but Trump was dismissive. Or are we going to find out what Trump said to Pence? Everything, basically, the upshot of everything Trump said to Pence on January 6th, directly. Trump talking directly to Pence. Bully. Trump the bully. Fi says, I wonder if he just wanted to locate him. Oof. Scary. Temperance. 8 of Cups. 5 of Swords, Chariot. Magician. Certifying the electoral college votes. Pence called everybody he can think of, including Dan Quayle, to try to find some way he could do what Trump wanted him to do. It wasn't that he was just against it from the beginning. Pence talked to everyone he could possibly talk to find a way to do what Trump wanted. Pence wanted to overturn the election results because Trump wanted him to. Do not forget that. Pence is not some innocent or some great lover of democracy. He just couldn't find a way to do it. But the fact that he tried and didn't just do it anyway, insult to injury, and Trump sending the mob after him, and you do this or you face the mob. Pauline Francis saying he wanted to keep his job. It isn't just that. He wanted, well, yes, but he wanted to keep he wanted the power. Trump and Pence on January 6th. Let's see if there's any more information here. Pence on January 6th. Queen of Pentacles. Ten of Cups, Nine of Wands, Hanged Man, King of Swords, Four of... You have to do it, Mike. You have to do it. 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 I can't do it. You have to do it. Doesn't matter if, and that's the thing with Trump. It doesn't matter if something's legal or not, or if all Pence would have had to do was say exactly what Trump wanted him to say, whether it was actually legal, whether it would stand up in court, whether it could function, no matter what. Trump knew Pence didn't have the power to do it, to make it stick. But he wanted Trump to say those words anyway, because that would give it a chance of it working. Donna Hensley says in an interview, Trump said he knew Pence was okay. I'd heard he was okay, but you have to understand, how can someone, when you know the vote was fraudulent, how can you? Yeah, this whole thing is ugly. Betty Harper says, I'm from Indiana. Pence has always wanted to be somebody more than he wanted to really stand up for something. Yeah. All right, so that's ugly. At 1:02 and a bit, so a quick look at 2:30. Let's ask about the draft executive order. Apparently, there was a draft executive order regarding election integrity that Trump wrote that has not yet seen the light of day. Not publicly. Are we going to see the draft executive order? Are we going to see Trump's draft executive order about election integrity? It's like where Trump went to the DOJ and he said, here, say that there are questions about the election and we'll take it from there. He wanted Pence to do the same thing. Queen of Cups. The committee definitely wants that draft of that executive order. Moon. 8 of Swords. 7 of Swords. Right now they're hemmed in from getting it, but this kind of theft, this kind of treasonous theft, staggering. Oh yes, and as I'm shuffling, yes, and yet it's another day where Matt Gaetz is swanning around, and so is Donald Trump. Come on, justice system, do better. All right, so draft executive order. Also, the draft videos. Trump made, some say 3, most people say 5 versions of the video that we saw of him that day, where he showed up like 3 hours later and was like, we love you, yeah, go home. Because in all the other ones, he wouldn't say go home. Well, we get to see those videos from that day. I remember at the time, right before, or just before the election, around that time, Trump started appointing people to key positions in like the Pentagon and things like that. And at the time, it was like, why is he doing that? Because the military is not going to turn. But that's really what he was trying to do. That's what he was setting up for. Was a coup. That was the point. There's so much stuff. There's so much stuff. So much evidence. And the committee's fighting to get it. And this is Biden saying you don't have executive order to Trump. Nope. The committee wants it, and Biden is going to make sure they get it eventually. It'll go through the courts, but so the draft executive order, yeah, that looks like that will get to the January 6th committee. The videos. Oh, your lighting and makeup. Fiction fantasy film. I'm getting mental image of people running around, fixing his makeup, checking the lighting, trying to make him look good. Good luck. So I'm in the right area for that energy. Will we ever get to see those within a reasonable amount of time? I'm not talking 60 years from now. Azalea saying, I remember that as well, Adam. When Trump was appointing people to the Pentagon and whatnot, it was nerve-wracking, but it was also just like, it was puzzling because it was like, if he was actually competent, this might be scary, but it's still kind of scary. All right, 9 of Cups, that's the committee. 2 of Swords, Knight of Wands. He'll fight it. It'll be a legal decision. He's fighting it. Yeah, that one I'm not getting particularly clear energy on. The executive order is much clearer. One more try. The videos, January 6th videos, Trump. The other versions where they were like, no, you're veering off script. Tell them to leave. Well, we get to see those because I just wonder how far off script he went. Knight of Swords, he loved it. He absolutely loved it. King of Cups, Fool. This is Trump the man. And this feels like in the old-fashioned definition of the fool was like the court jester, and a very vicious court jester. It's like Trump is pushing this. I'm going to stick it to Biden. He's not going to take this from me. He was loving it. I'm not getting if we're going to see it. I am getting that there's more on it than just a prepared speech, but there's also some other things that were said. I hope we get to see it, but I'm not getting an answer. It would look absolutely awful for Trump. Eventually. All right, closest I'm getting. Okay. Donna Hensley saying he also blocked Biden from any intel. Okay. 110. Where are we? Oh, okay. A couple of Rittenhouse questions. Okay, so and if I ever seem annoyed or fed up or something, it's never at you. It's never at your questions. It's at these people. Rhonda Cox was asking, will the DOJ look into some of the past cases of the judge in the Rittenhouse trial for racial bias? White Dragon was asking, will the judge be held accountable? So, DOJ. So basically, is someone going to look into the situation and say, Rittenhouse Judge. He's a pip, isn't he? Rittenhouse Judge. He's a fool. He's a buffoon. He's an embarrassment. His colleagues are thinking he's an embarrassment. Knight of Cups. Well, card for the reading is like the DOJ, someone who is not far right, looking into the situation. King of Cups, Knight of Swords, Ace of Swords, Judgment, Six of Cups. Sword of Truth coming in. This is Biden's DOJ. Sword of Truth, Judgment. I don't know how much it'll affect Rittenhouse directly. So what's going to happen to... What is this guy's name? I can never remember. Don got no problems, Autumn. We get info and an entertaining soliloquy. I love you guys. What's in this judge's future? Aching. His whole body's aching. I think he's done. I think he's done. Three of Wands, Page of Cups. Eight of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Seven of Cups. I think I'm the only reader who's getting, I could be wrong, but from my understanding is I'm the only reader who's getting just a weird, not straightforward verdict from the jury. I'm getting this weird, he is held accountable, but there's something about it? Or the judge then tries to step in to do something? Or there's just something weird. It's not straightforward. Thank you, Julie. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, Autumn, and our entire community. Much love and light to us all. Absolutely, Julie. Thank you. Thank you. This is, he's a kid, but being hemmed in. He went there for this heinous reason, but the judge is saying that this is all a lie. He shouldn't be held accountable. It's weird. Michael Grant says there are lesser charges of reckless endangerment. And I believe my understanding is this morning he dismissed the charges about the weapons charges, as in having the weapon. And this guy's been on the bench forever, is my understanding. Azalea says, I've seen other readers say he gets a second trial or something along those lines. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting. It's the energy not straightforward. Ace of Cups. All right, Nine of Swords, King of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles. He's used to being the super right-wing judge up there, and the police prosecutors bringing cases for him that he can throw the book at them. But this, why ruin the lives of good right-wing Christians or whatever? Weird. I'm getting weird energy. I know that's not helpful, but it's what I get. Could be a mistrial. Could be, I don't know. I don't know. Charlie says he's an Obama appointment. I thought he'd been up there since, like, really? Rittenhouse Judge. Rittenhouse Judge. Closing arguments live. Rittenhouse Judge dismisses underage weapons charge in murder trial. Judge Bruce Schroeder. Okay, let's see. Let's find out more about him. Bruce Schroeder. He's a judge of the Kenosha County Circuit Court in Wisconsin. He was appointed in 1983. So, no, he wasn't an Obama appointee. He's been there since 83. So, state judge. Yeah. I think. Anyway. Okay. There was something else about that, though. 1/17/30. Teresa Ford was asking, does Spirit have a message for us to keep calm and give us hope after the verdicts come in on the Aubrey and Rittenhouse cases? Aubrey, Rittenhouse. Okay. I mean, I'm not. Yes, he's a state judge. That's fair enough. I was just wondering how long he had been there, and so he's been there since he was appointed in 1983. Basically, did you guys watch Night Court? I loved that show. I actually own that show. I own all 9 seasons of that show. I don't own that much television, but I own that one. My mother and I used to watch it. That started around 83, somewhere around there, first season. Maybe a little earlier, but it was, so basically, he went on the bench when Judge Stone, when Harry Anderson's character got on the bench. And the court defender, I can't remember the exact titles, but she was a huge fan of Prince Charles and Princess Diana's marriage. This is who we're talking about. So all right. Something from Spirit. Message from Spirit. Anything different? Retrial. Rittenhouse trial. Message from Spirit. America is a melting pot, and we are in this together. And we are all human. We all deserve to be treated equally. Retrial. Fool. King of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. Hang on. Rittenhouse trial. Nine of Wands, Nine of Swords, Death card. This is all right-wing talking points. This is all, we do want justice. Sorry, lost a card. Hold, please. We do want justice. We very much want justice. But this wouldn't be as big a deal as it is if it wasn't so politicized, if it wasn't the right, if it wasn't Fox News, ginning this up. And because they're ginning it up, some of the other news places feel like they have to take part in it. Do not let it take away your peace. Do not let it. There will be justice in the long run. There will definitely be justice on the other side when everyone has to face what they did. There is absolute comfort for victims on the other side as well. We need to do what we can, letting our representatives know what we want, speaking out in whatever healthy way that we can. But what all those cards were saying was, it's a lot of tumult and upset, and there is unfairness all over. If you really look, we can't solve all of it. So don't let it distract you from the money you're trying to raise for charity. Don't let it distract you from going and giving your grandchild a hug, or your pet, or that's really what I'm getting. It's cruel. This world can be incredibly cruel. But we are here, and we know we're part of the divine. We know that we're all part of the divine. We're all in this together. And the vibration matters, and the kindness matters, and doing good things raises the vibration, not just for you, but for everybody. So we just need to keep on keeping on, keep fighting our own fight here. So that's what I'm getting. Okay. I don't know if that helps, but that's what I'm getting. All right, 124. Renee had a question. Okay, it's a little confusing. I understand it's a little confusing. So Trump's DC hotel, basically they just got $375 million for Trump's DC hotel. It was operating a loss of over $70 million. The hotel was valued at between 105 and 204 million. Financial experts are perplexed and suspicious. Now, first of all, if it's owned by the post office, how could Trump have sold it? It's basically he's kind of selling the lease, is my understanding of how this works. Hello, C. Torino. So the thing is, though, if the hotel is only valued no more than 200 million, and it's running at a $70 million loss, who coughed up 375 million? Oh, Kathy Anderson, good luck. Good luck. I would think the post office still owns it, but passing on the lease. But no, the key thing is to hear who coughed up an extra $175 million. This sounds dubious. Yeah. Michael Grant saying long-term capital lease Saudis. Electra Storm is saying smells like money laundering deal to me. Melissa AH is saying Russian purchase of the lease. Yeah. Trump's DC hotel deal. Something hinky going on here. Don Gubb is saying big money because the lease is upwards of 100 years. That's secrets. Card for the reading is secrets, but let's see what the other cards say. Trump is on the defensive financially. He's pretending he's not, but he is. And his valuations of things are skew if we know that. The hotel's a dud financially for him. An institution. That's the post office. I don't understand. Disrats says, is DeJoy involved in this? Three cards. Is DeJoy involved in the Trump deal? You'd think there would be strong separations, but we've learned over the past number of years that what should be the case is not necessarily what is the case. DeJoy. Leaving. Justice. 2 of 1, 6 of. I don't know why this justice card is here. This looks like maybe trying to push something a little favorably toward Trump, maybe a little, but there's something here. Maybe he couldn't actually go that far. But trying to give it a little bit, just a little bit. Or allow a certain deal to go through. I don't know. It says, I saw the 2 of Cups on the bottom after the shuffle. Well, that would be the partnership card, but. Renee V is saying, that's exactly what the financial experts are asking. CGI Group investment firm in Miami, Florida purchased it. The January 6th said the loss was $79 million as Trump kept overinflating the profitability. CGI Group investment firm in Miami, Florida. There's something hinky going on here. Simple enough. Brought to you, Michael Grant, yes, brought to you by Grifter Co. Queen of Swords. Ace of Wands, Sun, 8 of Pentacles. It's much of a muchness. The key here is Grift Co. Trump org, aka Grift Co. This is part of the same kind of deals he was already doing. And it feels like if Cy Vance had actually come forward and would actually charge these people like he should, this wouldn't have happened. This deal wouldn't have gone through. This is much of a muchness. The company's suffering financially. Trump is very angry about that. Very angry at his sons taking it out on them. Surprise. And it's one more thing going on the list of deals that have to be looked at, because it's whatever he's done before, this is what he's doing now. That he hasn't changed. That's what I'm getting. How can you sleep at night? Wouldn't it be better to just have a quiet life? Just do things above board? Be a decent person? Go to sleep at night, wake up? Decaf is just as tasty. Why not just... Electra Storm saying, I'm from Miami. That group is probably corrupt. I think we're going to find out. All right. 132. And there's a really interesting question at the end. Electra Storm had a really interesting question, but right now we're going, and this is at 132. Is Pence going to run against Trump? Uncover the news. Hey, Kristen's here. Breaking. The Matt Gaetz case is heating up. 2 other associates of Gaetz' buddy Joel Greenberg just indicted in a federal court for fraud. Okay. Could arrest Gaetz. That would be awesome. But, all right, is Pence going to try to run against Trump? Doesn't feel like it. Sorry, my stomach growling. Renee V is saying 45. Trump sold it to CGI, but CGI then asked Hilton, Waldorf, Astoria hotels to run everything. Interesting. Terry H says Bannon just walked out of his hearing. Jeez. So he's just going to swan home. $130, $330. Let's do it that way. Will Pence run against Trump? No, so I thought that was my stomach. I clutched it. All right, Pence, you went and say, you gotta put on your big boy pants, or rather put on your toddler pants and go play at Trump's table. Queen of Pentacles. This is the card I get for Pence. He comes up as the Queen of Pentacles. He just does. It just does. 2 of Swords. Page of Swords. Page of Pentacles. Very small. Very small. Very small energy. Very small energy. Pence isn't going to get very far with anything. It electorally, I'm not getting, certainly on a national level, crickets. So So, all right. Renee V says news. Bannon released with conditions, not arraigned after first court appearance on criminal contempt charges. Frustrating. But let's get to this last question. Really interesting. And then we'll go worry about the Bannon stuff, which I'm sure I'll be reading on tomorrow. 1:30, 5:30. 35:30. Electric Storm was asking, can you ask Ben Franklin if he's helping on the other side to get rid of DeJoy? The post office was his invention that DeJoy is determined to destroy. Ben Franklin all right, I'm not gonna be paying much attention to the chat for a second here, okay? Because you guys are talking about a bunch of stuff, and I'm connect here. Mr. Franklin, do you have a moment? Because we're wondering about DeJoy. You set up the post office, and he's doing his best to destroy it. Although he's not the first. Are you working on the other side to stop DeJoy from destroying the post office? Knight of Swords. That's delivering mail through storms and whatnot. Seven of Wands. World. Six of Cups. Queen of Cups. Three of Wands. Yeah, speaking of Franklin, yeah, because I had the coins the other day. I'm not getting his energy. Not much of it. Seems like a jolly fellow, but other than that, I'm just not getting. I'm not getting. Putting on the defensive, trying to destroy it. It's very important. People need it. Medications, if nothing else. Sending things out, being things coming back. I'm not getting. Sandy Miller says, of course, for you, young lady, and a fine job you're doing. A fine job. He's very approachable. That's what I hear. He's very jolly. Thank you for that. But I'm not getting. I'm not getting him fighting for the post office. Are you picking up on that? Mm-mm. He's a jolly old soul. You know, I'm not getting. I'm not getting George Washington. I'm getting Santa Claus. Lecter Storm says, I guess he's over it. Sandy Miller says he's thinking. Well, I mean, the whole group of founding fathers, they do have a collective energy that they protect, which is America, and which is a lot of institutions and things. But Sandy Miller says, go forward, keep up the fight. Oh, we'll definitely keep up the fight. But yeah, but he's very jolly. I'm not getting, yeah. Don Gubb is saying, I think he's happy to leave it to you enthusiastic young folk. Yeah. Diana says Bannon's arraignment is scheduled for Thursday. Katie Arbuckle says, yes, Franklin's energy is a lot like Santa. Cindy Miller says, it's like, don't lose heart. Yeah, that's good luck. He's a jolly old soul. That's all I've got. So, but thank you, sir, and thank you for everything you did for America, the United States. Thank you. We really do appreciate what you did. Our lives would be very, very different if you hadn't. Okay. So give them what for? Yes. Yeah. I like to Storm. At least he left you positive energy. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So Renee is saying that Bannon has to regularly report into trial services, turned in his passport, agreed not to get any additional international travel documents, must alert court of any travel outside of D.C. Diana Cachet saying Bannon arraignment scheduled for Thursday. Is there anything else? Oh, and Jeff Sitzman was reminding us that the GAO, the General Accounting Office, manages the lease. And Cindy Miller, bless you, dear girl. Keep going forward. Yes. V. Smith says he was a flirt in life, so also afterlife, apparently. Thank you for calling me young. That was sweet. Oh, well. All right. Don Gubb says Bannon's going to rage on his podcast. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Renee V says all the reporters around him with that smug grin. Any more information? 143. Any more information about Bannon? He thinks this is the greatest thing ever. Bannon walks out of court. I'll have to get rid of something. I'm run out of space. Anyway. Bannon. Thank you, Mr. Franklin. All right, Bannon, you smug blankety blank. All right, crusty. Every crusty has its day. Communication, right-wing communication. Eight of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Two of Swords. And he has, this is just what you guys are saying, he has some limitations. Raymond's Thursday, he's just going to make money. All right, that's going to do it for me for today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. It is 1:56 here in Chicago. At 4 o'clock, I will be over on the Book Art Media channel to do creative sprints. You're always welcome. Just bring your creative project along, and we just focus on our creative projects, whatever it is, for 25 minutes, and then we spend 3 minutes just encouraging each other, and then we go back to working on whatever your creative thing you're trying to do. And we do that every day. So at 4 o'clock Chicago time, I'll be over there. Other than that, I will be right back here tomorrow at noon Chicago time. All right. And thank you so much for everything. And I so look forward to talking to you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And don't forget, there are good days ahead.